not being a leader. He's not stepping up and drawing the line in the sand and sticking to it. He's done that before. This is the line in the sand, and then when you tell your child the word no, and the child transgresses, then the word no means nothing. I believe our president's got to make some strong statements and back it up. You got to say what you mean what you say. If you speak softly and carry a big stick and never use the big stick, I'll never listen to you again.
And we'll all listen again to Gene Simmons of KISS. Of course, he's been a critic of Barack Obama in the past, and of course, Gene Simmons of Israeli descent. And he's talking about the foreign policy of the President of the United States. Now, no real surprise there. But I want you to hear Ronan Farrow on MSNBC. Just when you thought it couldn't get any crazier with the border crisis, are you ready for this? Are you if you're standing up, I'd advise you to sit down. If you're sitting down, you might want to lay down. And if you're laying down, you might want to take your medication again, because only if it's supposed to be taken again, because this is really off the charts. Watch.
And today, an interesting wrinkle. LGBT groups protesting one story that really throws this crisis into relief. Marachui Leal Gamino, an undocumented transgender woman held in custody with men, alleges that she was sexually assaulted at her detention center. Right now in Los Angeles, a protest is getting underway calling for Ms. Gamino's immediate release and more protections for LGBT detainees.
Okay, folks, I don't even know what to say here. Nobody should be sexually assaulted. I mean, please. We have reports of kids being sexually assaulted, being held with the kids, the 16-year-old kids, some of them sexually assaulting other girls and boys. So nobody should be sexually assaulted. But is he advocating now, like, separate holding cells for transgender illegals? I mean, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. Again, nobody should be assaulted. But it's not just transgenders who are in danger of being assaulted. All these kids being held, all these illegals in these detention centers. You think this person's the only person who's ever been assaulted? That's what he's making it sound like. And because she was assaulted, she should be released. You know what? I really am. I just report it so you could hear it. And you could decide on your own. All right, folks. What can I tell you? That's what it's come to. I want to make it clear, nobody should be assaulted. Nobody. Okay, folks. We'll be back with West Virginia State Delegate Amanda Paxton. And more of the show. But this hour's American Moment takes a look back at Olympic swimmer Mark Spitz winning 7 gold medals.
I'm going to tell you something. They're going to call you chicken if you don't swim. You are the world record holder. And the premier Olympic swimming event is the 100 freestyle.
With those words from his coach, Olympic history was made. Born Mark Andrew Spitz in the little town of Modesto, California, the future Olympian record holder began his swimming career at the age of 2 in the Hawaiian waters of Waikiki Beach. 4 years later, Mark and his family moved to Sacramento, California, and by age 10, he held 17 national age group records and 1 world record. But the best was yet to come. After a disappointing performance at the 1968 Olympics, the Shark, as nicknamed by his teammates, returned to the Olympic Games in 1972, determined to do better. As history records, at the 20th Olympiad, Mark Spitz won 7 gold medals and set 7 world records in the process. But it almost didn't happen. After winning his 5th gold medal, the Olympic champion faced his toughest competitor, Australian Michael Wendon, in what Spitz had always considered his toughest race, the 100-meter freestyle. He thought seriously of withdrawing from the biggest race of his career. But with encouragement from his coach, Spitz reconsidered and changed history. Spitz's achievement gave America a boost internationally as the nation suffered in global public opinion from its long war in Vietnam. And Spitz's victory in the sports arena was especially gratifying. As an American Jew, his victories cast a powerful shadow over the Palestinian Liberation Organization's Munich terrorism, when 11 Israeli athletes were held hostage and eventually murdered by the group belonging to the Black September organization. Despite the horrors and his own nail-biting competition, Mark Spitz always maintained his sense of humor. The night before competition was to begin, he was asked by a Russian reporter why he wore a mustache. Although he had planned to shave it that very night, he replied,
I said, no, it doesn't slow me down. I said, it deflects the water away from my mouth. It allows my head to get a lot lower and more streamlined, my behind actually up. And so that's why I was able to break the world record at the Olympic trials in Chicago 3 weeks before. The guy looked at me and hesitated, and then he translated as fast as he could into Russian. All male Russian swimmers the next year had a mustache.
For Newsmax TV, I'm Bill Curtis, and this is an American Moment.